cities that don't sleep, they're always experiencing something. The absolute dystopian sci-fi with gangs, violence, and those with power controlling the world and letting those dogs be wild in their cage, even if they all kill each other in the process. Yeah, you guessed right. It's your boy, Vice City. Now, what does this retro old anime movie have similar to our anime of the year, modern classic, top tier, Cyberpunk Edgerunners? Well, pretty much everything that I said earlier. If bacteria will get the power of man to create, to think, that bacteria would be like a god to the other bacteria around them. But that bacteria wouldn't be a human. It will do things that bacteria were doing the whole time. Maybe protecting, maybe invading, but surely some of that on way too much dangerous scale. Now what would a human do if he gets a godlike power? He would not be a god, he would be a human with invincible power and just do what humans do on a much larger scale. And that is what Akira is about. The power that humans should not possess because we are humans, and we do what humans do. You get a box full of amazing material stuff. Some are delicious foods, some are tragic art, some are really cool toys. Music is just out of this world, and it's fun exploring everything that the box has to offer. But as you are searching through the box, one question starts to pop off in your mind. But you quickly turn it off and get back to enjoying the box. You get hurt while searching, angry, curious, but still enjoyable. And when you come to the end of the box, you find a text on the very bottom of the box. And it was saying what you were thinking to yourself halfway when searching through the box. And it was saying, what's the point? And exactly that's what Cyberpunk Edgerunners is. What is better and why? But before that, I just want to let you know that they're both great, and it will be challenging to say what is better. And of course, heavy spoilers. You're warned. Akira has some really iconic music on its soundtrack playlist. An incredible combo of simple instruments with intensity. Exactly what story like Akira needs. It's incredible usage of music. Let's take an example. Where in the scene the music is building, then disappearing, then building and escalating again. There are other genius moments like that in the movie. The music truly does escalate and make the movie better and more memorable. Cyberpunk, on the other hand, has what seems to be everything, from the heavy metal to Slavic pop, to some dark and sad music. It's bombastic, saturated, and incredible how they used it. The music is flashy like anime itself, and with all those songs that they have, there is just one super memorable. Not only because it's iconic, but because of what important scenes they were used. But it seems that only I Really Want to Start Your House is staying really remembered. Now what gets a point when they are both having incredible music? Personally, I'm picking Cyberpunk because after 10 years, if you ask me if I remember Cyberpunk, this song will immediately start playing in my head. Animation in both shows are absolutely incredible. Akira is absolutely mind-blowing with all the movements and incredible facial expressions. With animation, all the camera work and making the world look livable and real destruction horrifying. It's just incredible. Cyberpunk is... yes, it is. The colors, the movements, incredible designs, and over-the-top action. Cold stillness, and overall it's stunning. It's beautiful. It's amazing, both of them. The details, the cinematography, they are masterpieces. And yet I'm going to give a point to Akira, because Akira was made over 13 years earlier than Cyberpunk. And the animation process wasn't as friendly as it is now. They needed to put much more work and work with much more talented people to get something like this. It just requires much more time, work to make it animation then versus to make animation now. Especially to make this goddamn good animation. I don't want to put Cyberpunk down since it feels like a passion project for the amount of details it gets. It feels like a Cyberpunk was lost when they were creating it, and yet the choice I made. Akira win this. Both stories go fast. Akira because it's a movie that has a big story to tell, and Edgerunners who are trying to present the life of an Edgerunner. It's quick, saturated, and ends fast. A ton of stuff happens fast. People come and go, missions come and go, and life just dies before you notice it. Akira doesn't seem too fast on the first half of the movie, but the ending does feel a little bit rushed, especially with the ending, but writing covers it up so it's forgivable. Point goes to Edgerunners. Akira has this phenomenon where you have two friendly but opposing characters that just don't know who is supposed to be protagonist and who is supposed to be antagonist. Or are they both protagonists but who is antagonist? Are they both antagonists and protagonists are them? But just as easily they could be antagonists and the story, and the conclusion is Akira doesn't really have traditional protagonists and antagonists, just characters that we follow and those who we follow less. Those who we follow are seriously great. Multi-layered, not typical, already seen and strong. Koate, for example, is a man of action. He doesn't think, just act, no fear, no stopping. He just acts, says. He is dumb because he doesn't think twice, but he's quite rational. But still never takes time to think. Very likable, capable and entertaining character, while on the other hand, Tetsuo is wild, really wild, and a total sociopath. Edgerunners have its own sociopaths and very entertaining and memorable characters. Interesting characters, relationships. I'm just sorry that Lucy, that we as an audience very like because of her crazy and mysterious nature, and that craziness of her we never actually see after this scene. She's just mysterious and she feels real. Heck, most of the characters feel real. It's incredible how Rebecca, with only a few lines, has so much meaning in the show, and how Main, the one who progressed the whole team forward, meant so little after his death. Now my vote goes to Edgerunners because of the variety of characters and the whole cast of them. And Akira with some characters just feel like it feels like we don't see the whole picture, the minor characters, those side characters suffering their quality. It feels like we should go more into this character and his goals, and this character who is a total asshole, but why is he an asshole, just because he's greedy? I believe there are much more in those characters than we just see in the movie, but the movie didn't have time to actually explore all that. The development of characters in Akira is not so much. It's more about exploring deeper parts of characters than changing them. I mean, this dude has some development going on. Sure, this girl too, and that's at the very end when everything and everyone found out that they're absolutely fucked. Edgerunners, yeah, the transformation of this character is incredible, but we find out at the very end that he didn't change one single bit from the inside. It was always about getting on top of Arasaka and making people around him happy by making their dreams reality. The development of Lucy is sweet, and the development of Main at the end of his life is unpredictable. Edgerunners got the point. Edgerunners has shown just how ruthless the city is in just the first episode and was building little details as the series progressed. Night City is the city of dreams, not them becoming true, but just being ambitious and doing something to make them true and fail because Arasaka is always watching. Tokyo in Akira, in other hands, is a city made after a huge explosion. And people are wild. The city is wild. Most of the children don't have parents. People are trying to survive, and of course the society will be wild, but unlike Edgerunners, people here are actually collectively trying to make this city better. The police are trying to make the world better, teachers, heck, even those political people on the power try. Sure, they suck, but they don't know better. Those men in power are greedy and fight a lot amongst themselves. Scientists are self-centered and missing the bigger picture, but at least they're doing something, that they stop living in this dystopian city that they live in. They don't know how and they're wrong, but doing what they think is right. Even the cults, even those terrorists are trying to fix their broken societies for the children to actually stop living in this broken, violent city. The point goes to Akira, and The world in Akira is just so detailed. It's absolutely incredible. Edgerunners are showing on instant gratification scale on how meaningless life can be, and corporations and dreams are just doing and trying to achieve nothing special. There is no way out. Don't trust anybody. Cherish the moment with people around you, because it might be the next time that you see them is when they're full of extra holes. We are all special, but yet so ordinary, so nothing special. We just have our turns to keep the cycle going. Meanwhile, Akira is about humanity when they get power. It's about the human need to create and destroy, and the hope of it all. A hope to survive and to strive for improvement, even if that improvement is just a mask for absolute destruction. A lot of variety of heavy conflicting themes that movie have to offer is why this point goes to Akira. Overall, Edgerunners is much easier to consume. It's much more fun, and it's so easy to be absolutely obsessed about it when you finish it. But Akira is much deeper and has a lot to think about when you finish the movie. Two really well made cyberpunk stories, and they both are so much influential. I mean, Cyberpunk's 277 game exploded in popularity after the anime release, and Akira just made sure that people in the rest of the world are aware of the Japanese animation called anime actually exists. And all of this show might be the reason why we got Cyberpunk Edgerunners in the first place. We could say that those two made a mark in the history of animation and storytelling by telling them such complex stories and characters in such a short time, proving that you don't need so much screen time to tell complex characters. Absolute bravo to both of them. But the winner is Edgerunner. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like it, I have similar videos on this channel so you can watch them, and see you, bye bye.